السلام عليكم ورحمة الله أعزائي طلبة المرحلة الثانية قسم اللغة الإنجليزية. Today we are going to talk about rather. Rather is a word that has different meanings, different uses in English. So today we are going to investigate this word and how we could use it accurately and correctly. So first, we use rather as a degree adverb. A degree adverb means to give us a degree, just like very, quiet, so, etc. And also we could use it to express alternatives and preferences. So when we want to prefer something or to choose an alternative, we usually could use rather. So we can say green rather than blue, coffee rather than tea, slowly rather than quickly. So this means that I choose green, not blue. I choose coffee, not tea. And I prefer or choose slowly than quickly. We use rather to give emphasis to an adjective or adverb. As we say previously, that it is a degree adverb, so we can use it with adjectives as well as adverbs to emphasize them. And in this way, rather has a very similar meaning with the word quiet or very, so, etc. These words, when we use them as gradable words. It is more formal than quiet, so this is important. So whenever you want to write something formal, rather is preferred than quiet. We often use it to express something unexpected or surprising. So when we have something that surprised us or not expected before, we use rather in this way. So let us take some examples. I am rather busy. They walked rather slowly. I am afraid I behaved rather badly. So as we mentioned, for example, the first example, I am rather busy means I am quite busy, I am very busy, I am so busy. With the indefinite articles a or an, we usually use rather plus a and an, or an of course, plus adjective plus noun. But also we can use the indefinite article before rather, followed by an adjective, then the noun. In addition to that, we also could use rather after some determiners in this way. After some determiners. So we can say some rather plus an adjective or noun. Let us take some examples. We had to wait rather a long time. So either we can say we had to wait rather a long time, or we had to wait a rather long time. So either to use the indefinite article before rather, or to use it after it. Also, we have another formula for using rather with the indefinite articles plus nouns. And this is, of course, a formal way or a formal style to write in English. It was rather a surprise to find them in the house before me. So we use it in such a way, rather plus the indefinite article plus the noun, which here is surprise. We also use rather with a lot, rather plus a lot, to refer to a large amount or large amounts and the quantities. It cost me rather a lot of money. You have given me rather a lot. In addition, we also could use rather plus a lot to mean often. For example, they went there rather a lot, means very often or often. You will be seeing rather a lot of me over the next few weeks. We can use rather also to emphasize verbs. So previously we used rather before adjectives, before adverbs, before nouns. Now we could also use rather with the verbs. In such way, we use it most commonly with verbs like enjoy, hope, and like. I was rather hoping you would forgotten about that. So rather hoping means I hope that very much that you've forgotten about that. He rather liked the idea of a well-paid job in Japan. So this means that I like it or he liked it very much, etc. So we could use it before the verbs to emphasize the meaning of these verbs. We also could use rather plus more or less plus an adjective or adverb to make a comparison. So when you want to make a comparison using rather, we add to it more or the word less plus an adjective or adverb. Let us see this example. Quite probably, you simply didn't realize that peas and beans and the sweet corns are such valuable vegetables, and you will now continue to eat them rather more frequently because you like them anyway, rather more frequently. This to compare the frequency of the present time and the future time. Okay? Or before you know this information and after knowing this information. So we used rather more frequently, or we can say rather less. You see? We use rather with like to refer to similarity. So rather like means very similar or quite similar to. They were small animals rather like rats. Very similar to the rats. Quite similar to the rats. I was in the middle. I felt rather like a referee at a football match trying to be fair and keep the sides apart. Rather like a referee, very similar, quietly similar or quite similar to a referee. We also could use rather with than to give more importance or preference for certain alternative or option. He wanted to be an actor rather than a comedian. So he chose to be an actor, not a comedian. Can we come over on Saturday rather than Friday? So is it possible to come on Saturday instead of Friday? Rather than usually occurs between two things which are being compared. So when we want to compare two things, we use rather than, and what we prefer, we use it by having this expression. However, we can also use it at the beginning of the sentence. When we use rather than with a verb, we use the base form. So we could use it at the beginning of the sentence with the verbs, and the verb is going to be either in the infinitive form, in the base form, or in the ing form. Rather than pay the taxi fare, he walked home. Or we can say, rather than paying the taxi fare, he walked home. So this means that we can paraphrase it into, instead of paying the taxi fare, he walked home. We use or rather, this expression, or rather, when we want to correct ourselves. So we can say, he commanded and I obeyed. Or rather, I pretend to obey. Thanks to his efforts, or rather, the efforts of his employees, they made a decent profit. So here we correct ourselves. We say something and we feel it is not that accurate and we want to correct it, so usually we add or rather. Thank you very much and see you in the next lecture. Bye.